Get in your seat, the milkman coming. Oh.
Hold up. Are these just some regular black people having a good time? We love to see it. Today's baggage, Black joy. Despite what the headlines might tell you, there's much joy to be experienced as a Black person. And while there is no single definition for Black joy, we know that the term is pretty much how it sounds. Black people of the diaspora experiencing joy, from the mundane to the ordinary. Black joy is everywhere. It's a collective experience and can even be an act of resistance. Today, Black joy is all the buzz, but the concept behind this happiness is nothing new. Black folks have been creating joy for themselves in all sorts of ways for centuries. Those fly cornrows? Black joy. The Black voters who showed up and showed out at the polls across the country and had a good time while doing it? That's Black joy too. And Whitney Houston hitting that high note during Super Bowl 25 back in '91? Oh yeah, that was absolutely Black joy. Even if you can't find its definition in Webster's dictionary, Black joy more than exists. And Black folks are calling it out when we see it, especially in a world that perpetuates Black trauma. In her 2016 film, 13th, Ava DuVernay chose to highlight Black joy with a Black joy sequence to parallel the documentary's overall heavy subject matter. In 2018, photographer Adrienne Waheed published a photo book entitled Black Joy and Resistance, which captured stunning images of Black joy and culture during events like Brooklyn's Afropunk Festival and the West Indian Day Parade. Black joy has even entered the hallowed halls of academia. Professor Andre Brock explores the subject in the digital space through his work Distributed Blackness, and says that we're seeing this phenomena really make waves on social media, largely as a response to racial battle fatigue, or the exhaustion that Black people feel from the onslaught of images of Black trauma.
That constant display of Black death in your social media feeds, a space which is supposed to be a space that uplifts you and connects you, can lead to fatigue. It can lead to depression and despair. I think in many ways, the repetition of those images has led people to be cynical about whether they can make any change.
Brock is an associate professor at Georgia Tech, who is also known for his pioneering research on Black Twitter.
You have to have moments of joy and find joy in your everyday life to be able to survive these moments of affront, these moments of injury and insult, right? And so I am deeply angry about the death of George Floyd. I'm angry about all those things, but there also is something that social media brings to us that allows us to not forget, but to simultaneously experience that joy and that anger in a way that helps us keep our humanity.
Black joy can be multidimensional and contextual. It can be resistance to oppression, but it doesn't have to be. During the 2020 uprisings, we saw Black joy manifest in the songs and dances of the protesters who stood up to the police killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Amanda Gorman broke the internet when she recited The Hill We Climb at the 2021 inauguration, a poem that was a sharp criticism of the Capitol insurrection and a powerful representation of Black joy nonetheless.
Skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president.
Whether it's a song and dance, meditation, or a million other things, Black joy is exactly what its intended audience needs it to be. And it takes on so many different forms online because it's so idiosyncratic.
Some people love Tabitha Brown and her vegan cooking videos. Some people love watching different people attempt various dance challenges. I myself love to watch people signify and drag each other on Twitter, right? Everybody finds joy in different spaces, but the hallmark of those things is that they're doing these things for the pleasure, not for commodification, although commodification may end up being part of it. Not as resistance always, although resistance is always a part of it when you talk about certain Black activities.
Brock also says that Black joy comes from Black innovation. Jalea Harmon, the Atlanta-based teenager, made a new dance and created the Renegade Challenge. We also introduced new language. Brock points to Peaches Monroe, who created On Fleek.
Abraz on Fleek.
Or Kashawn Thompson, who created Black Girls Are Magical, which was shortened to Black Girl Magic. And Brock says that it's a sense of futility that drives our joy.
I would argue that a lot of oppressed populations turn to expressions of joy and make them more potent because they understand that life is not promised to you, right? The next day is not promised to you. It is not celebration in the sense that we have in parades every day. It's celebration in the fact that despite everything you laid on me, I still find time to make love, to crack jokes, to do my baby's hairs. It's all those things we do, an expression and excess of life, I call it in my book. That is one of the hallmarks of Blackness through its creativity. And so that is, I think, part and parcel of joy, that celebration of being able to create and repair the hurts that have been done to us through our communal and individual actions.
The idea is that Black folks gonna celebrate together. And Twitter's call and response nature makes it a perfect place for Black joy to flourish. Incessant versus memes, the 2020 Negro solstice, and the recreation of some of our favorite political moments prove this to be true.
We got the last police station of the United States.
On a different corner of the internet, Cleveland Crews created another space for Black people to share joy. The Black Joy